Listen to me carefully, because we need to stand up and face a truth that nobody else is willing to tell you. When you are approaching retirement, or if you have already crossed that finish line, everybody tells you the same beautiful lie. They tell you that you are entering the golden years, that you have earned the right to just sit back, relax, and do absolutely nothing. They show you commercials of couples walking on a beach, or people sitting in rocking chairs looking out at a golf course. And I am here today to tell you, do not you dare buy into that fantasy. Because do you want to know what happens when you treat retirement like a permanent vacation where your only goal is to find ways to pass the time? You go broke. And you do not just go broke financially, you go broke emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I want you to think about the word hobby. When you were 40 or 50 years old, a hobby was something you did to escape your high-stress job. It was a little distraction. You built a model airplane, or you knitted a scarf, or you hit a bucket of golf balls to stop thinking about your boss. But now? You are looking at a phase of life that could easily last 20, 30, or 35 years. You cannot knit your way through 3 decades of life. If your plan for retirement is to just find cheap ways to kill time, you are making a massive, catastrophic mistake. Let's deal with the facts, okay? The biggest fear I hear from people just like you every single day is the fear of running out of money. You are terrified of inflation, you are terrified of the stock market dropping, and you are terrified that your nest egg won't survive. So what do? Out of pure fear, you look for hobbies that cost absolutely nothing, or you isolate yourself at home because you think spending money on anything is dangerous. But there is a second fear that you aren't talking about, and it is the one that will wreck your retirement faster than a market crash, the fear of losing your identity. For 40 years, you had a reason to get out of bed. Your alarm went off, you had a schedule, you had people depending on you, and you had a purpose. Your job gave you value. The moment you retire, that structure disappears overnight. And if you do not replace that structure with something meaningful, a very dark reality sets in. You start to feel irrelevant. You start to feel lonely. And when loneliness and a lack of purpose set in, your physical health declines, your mental sharpness fades, and your medical bills start to skyrocket. That is how you run out of money in retirement, by neglecting your mind and your body because you thought your only job now was to rest. So, what hobbies are actually good for retirees? I don't want you looking for hobbies. I want you looking for investments in your life. A good retirement activity must do one of 3 things. It must protect your wealth, it must protect your health, or it must feed your soul. If it doesn't do those things, it is a waste of your time and your life. Let's talk about the first category, because this is my absolute favorite, and it is something most financial advisors will never tell you. The single best hobby for a retiree is a hobby that makes you money. Yes, you heard me right. I am talking about a low-stress, part-time business or gig that takes something you already love to do and turns it into a small income stream. Maybe you love woodworking, maybe you love consulting, maybe you love gardening, or maybe you are great at organizing. Why on earth would you stop doing those things just because you turned 65? Think about the math here. If you can find a passion project that brings in just $1,000 a month, that is $12,000 a year. To get $12,000 a year out of a traditional retirement portfolio using a safe 3 or 4% withdrawal rate, you would need to have an extra $300,000 sitting in your bank account. Let that sink in. By spending a few hours a week doing something you love that pays you a little bit of money, you are effectively creating the security of a much larger nest egg. It gives your portfolio room to breathe, it reduces the pressure on your social security, and it keeps your brain completely sharp because you are still engaged with the world. That isn't a tedious job, it's a purposeful passion. The second type of activity you must bring into your life is something that builds your physical resilience. I am not telling you to go out and run a marathon. The statistics are brutal. More than half of people over the age of 65 will eventually need intensive help with basic daily activities like cooking, cleaning, or just getting around. Long-term care is the single greatest expense that wrecks a fixed income. So, what is the actionable takeaway here? Your hobby needs to be something that forces you to move daily. walking groups, swimming, pickleball, yoga, or even serious gardening. Do not do it just to pass the time, do it with the absolute determination that you are protecting your body from needing expensive care later in life. Look at every step you take as a dollar saved on healthcare down the road. Finally, you need an activity that connects you to a community. The dangerous mistake I see so many retirees make is that they slowly pull away from the world. They stay home, they watch the news, they get anxious about the world, and they become isolated. Isolation is an absolute thief of joy and health. You need to find a hobby that involves other human beings. Volunteer for a cause that makes you cry tears of joy. Join a club where people share your exact interests. Teach young people the skills you spent 40 years mastering. I want you to sit down today with a piece of paper. Look at your current daily schedule. If you see hours upon hours of television, or if you see yourself just wandering around the house wondering what to do next, I want you to change it right now. You are not done. You have wisdom, you have experience, and you have time. Do not squander this beautiful chapter by doing things that are safe and boring just because you are afraid. Choose activities that challenge you. Choose activities that make you wake up in the morning and say, I have something important to do today. You have spent your entire life working for your money. Now, it is your time to use your time to build a life that makes you feel secure, valued, and completely alive. You can do this, but you have to be strong, you have to be purposeful, and you have to start today.